Part 4. Here are the directions for Part 4. In this part, you will hear 4 interviews, A through D. Each interview will be followed by 2 questions, number 1 through number 8. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer. The interview and the questions will be given only once. Now, let's listen to the interviews.
A.
We're pleased to have with us in the studio today Mr. Paul Mariner. Paul is an author who has just had his first travel book published. First of all, could you tell us a little bit about your book?
The book is based in Laos, in the north of Laos.
I see. And it's a love story. No, it's just travel, right?
There's no love when I go traveling. It's just a pure and simple travel story about what I saw or experienced when I went around northern Laos.
Why did you decide to write a book about your travels?
I tend to do quite a lot of traveling, and while I do the traveling, I keep quite an extensive notebook. And I just decided to start writing up the notes, and the notes just turned into a book.
What were some of the difficulties involved, if any?
The main problem was research. I think living in Japan, getting hold of adequate material is quite difficult if you're writing an English book. Then it was the difficulty involved in contacting publishers over such a long distance, because the publisher I used was British-based.
Getting away from just your particular book, in your opinion, what makes a good travel story?
I think there are 2 kinds of interesting travel stories. One is that a reader can relate to, like a story that they can see that they can do, that it's not too beyond the bounds of possibility that they could actually do this.
I see.
So that they could associate with it. But also, totally contrary to that, I think another one is just like the kind of story that they know is beyond their reach, so they can lose themselves in an adventure, something that they know they really will never be able to do. Maybe they'd love to do it. So I think totally opposites. Total opposites. But I think they're the 2 kinds of travel books that make for interesting reading.
How is your travel book different from others on the market?
There are not many books that have been written about Laos. There are not many books written about the particular area that I went to in Laos. I spent a lot of time in the jungles visiting some villages that, basically, they'd never seen foreigners before. Laos is it's quite an unexplored country.
How do you feel your publishing company is promoting your book, is supporting the sales of your book?
The publishing industry is something very difficult to get into. First-time authors are not helped that much. If you're a big name, they will invest a lot of money into you. If you're not such a big name, you have to struggle. I don't really have great expectations from this book, but I think it's a stepping stone. The company obviously has a lot of editors, writers that they have to deal with. So the first-time writer, unless it is something exceptional, will be very, very bottom of the ladder, which is where I consider myself to be. But I am on the ladder. But yeah, it's something you just have to put up with.
Thank you very much, Paul, for talking with us today.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Questions. Number 1. What was one of the main problems Paul had when writing his book? Number 2. How does Paul feel about the way the publisher is supporting his book?